Let's now look at this question with the function f defined as such. F is defined as x squared minus 2 for all values of x to the right of 0, and f is defined as negative into x plus 4 to all values of x from 0 to the left. Now, the domain of this function is actually the real number line, all of the real number line. For values 0 and below, for all values 0 and below, the function is defined as such, negative into x plus 4. And for all values to the right of 0, the function is defined as x squared minus 2. So with this background knowledge for the definition of the function in piecewise form, we can now be able to carry out our working here. And so we'll see that A says we should find the function value at the point 1. The function value at the point 1, we'll first of all check in which part of the domain is positive 1 existing. Positive 1 is definitely to the right of 0. Therefore, we'll use this definition, x squared minus 2. So we're going to have 1 squared minus 2. That will give us 1 minus 2, which is negative 1. Same thing, now f of negative 1. In which part of the domain do we have negative 1? Negative 1 is to the left of 0. So this is the definition we're going to use. We're going to have negative into negative 1 plus 4. And so that will give us, open the parenthesis with respect to this negative multiply. Anyway, let's first of all do what we have inside the parenthesis, okay? Negative 1 plus 4 is simply 4 minus 1, which is 3. So we have negative 3. Okay? Now, if we look at C is talking of the first derivative of the function at the point 5. So we need to get the first derivative of the function at x. The first derivative simply means we come and differentiate this and maintain their domains of definition. So if we differentiate that one, first derivative is going to give us 2x for all values of x that are greater than 0 or positive values. And if we differentiate this one, we're going to have negative 1 for all values of x less than or equal to 0. So this is the first derivative of that function. Okay, now to get the first derivative at the point 5, all right, so we go again to the domain of definition of the function. Where do we have 5? 5 is to the right of 0. So we're going to put 5 in the first derivative of x squared minus 2. The first derivative of x squared minus 2 is 2x. And so the first derivative at the point 5 will be 2 into 5. That will give us 10. The first derivative at 0. Again, we go to the domain of definition of the function. Where do we have 0? Here is 0. And 0, since this point, this is shaded, 0 is part of the definition to the left. So 0 belongs here. 0 does not belong here. We shaded this, so it means 0 belongs to this portion of the real number fields. All right, so 0 belongs here. And what is the derivative? When we look at the derivative, is the constant negative 1. And so the first derivative of the function for all values of x, 0 and less, is the constant value negative 1. The function has a constant gradient negative 1 throughout all values from 0 downwards. That's the meaning. Therefore, the first derivative of 0 is negative 1.